Okay, still in the same course object demo, but I've expanded this program a little bit. So I did check your textbook, and your textbook calls these variables, the class variables, attributes. So I'll be sure to use that terminology, as well as some of the other terms that I mentioned in the last video. Instance variables, data members. So I'll mix it up so you don't get too comfortable with any one thing. But these are the attributes, and we already looked at the function. I just have one function in here still. And here, okay, so what I'm doing, let's say I wanted to do a whole list of objects. Like I want to create a student's schedule. Any full-time student is going to have more than one course. They'll probably have 3 or 4 courses. And so why don't I do a list of course objects to, represent 3 or 4 courses that would be a student's schedule. Okay, so I've created a list, an empty list called My Schedule, and I'm going to append the first course. This here is going to call upon that course class and create an object. This is like the car rolling off the assembly line that I mentioned in the last video. It'll be empty, but then I can come along and use the dot operator. I've also looked that up in your textbook, and that is, they use the term attribute reference operator. I think I'll just say dot operator because it's easier. But anyway, so I do have an empty course in the list. It's, as we know, a list is a sequence type, so the first and only course in the list at the moment has an index of 0. So I have to reference that object in the list with its index, which is fine, and then I'm just populating the data using the dot operator or the attribute reference operator, and putting in, well, this was the course that I did in the previous example, CSE 140, Intro to Computer Science. Okay, that's one course for the student, but I said any full-time student is going to have multiple courses. So let's append a second course. That course object is going to go into the list, the My Schedule list, with an index of 1. And from there, I'll use the dot operator to populate that particular course with meaningful data. We'll say that's COM 101, okay, 3 credits. And then I've got a third course that I'll add, which is Calc 1, okay. That will have an index of 2, right? So, so we have 3 courses in the My Schedule list, 3 course objects. And then I can just zip through that with a for each loop for course in My Schedule. We're going to print the course. And this is a call to that class function, right? Remember, we said the class, the object not only has stuff, it does stuff too. It has variables or attributes, and it also has capabilities or functionalities. And the functionality that this class has is to be able to have the object print itself like within a little report. Okay, so all I have to do is zip through the list and with a for each loop, and then put in a call to that function, and then the schedule will be printed. All 3 classes you can see down here are printed.